All right, welcome back. This is part 3. All right. All right. So again, let's look at this here. Okay. Now this one is specifically about Biden shows little progress with Abraham Accords on first anniversary. Okay. Let's see what it's saying here. Trying to keep these short just so we can just kind of look into it. The Biden administration has made little progress in advancing normalization agreements between Israel and Abraham. So again, Sharia law. This is trying to tell me that again, and specifically, listen. This download is telling me the reason why I'm catching all this hell is because of Islamic and Muslim groups and Moorish energies joining together with the waters to come against the empress because she is the sun. They are also coming against the emperor because them two coming together is what it is. So again, I don't know that that's the way the emperor would feel, but I'm just saying that's what it is. This is the reason why Malcolm's energy has been strong. This is the reason why King's energy was strong over the summer. But again, just like when it came to that energy about Mary, I didn't run. I stayed. The Biden administration has made little progress in advancing normalization agreements between Israel and Arab, okay, and Muslim majority countries more than 1 year since they were first established under the Trump administration. So again, instead of helping Israel prepare, they knew exactly what was going to happen. They knew that these militias and immigrant groups were going to be moving in on again, they gave you the perception that we're talking about some other place overseas when it's actually right here. They pulled out, this is treason. This is something that is very serious, although people want to act like it is not. The injustice done to one, it will be multiplied and amplified and done to all. It was done purposely, and somebody gonna have to pay for that. And I'm not only talking financially. Somebody gonna have to pay for that. These people are not who you think they are. They are imposters, and they will try to use their power to eliminate people that's speaking like me because they're saying that something was by our God, their God. Which one is their God? Who are we talking about right now? Because it seems as though those people are not being protected by their government. They are being protected by spirit right now. But if you're not in the mood and if you haven't elevated to a certain extent, then again, we're not seeing it. And maybe again, it maybe everybody else can see it. Maybe I'm just new to seeing it. Do you see what I'm saying? Even when we're talking about the Queen of Pentacles and she's sitting there, again, I told y'all there's something, a covering. I'm thinking that Iron Dome also could be something. I don't know if that's for protection or not, but it feels like it has something to do with this. So also the red beast, also, again, it's saying under Trump, we got Trump name here. We did the video on Kamala and the Devi energy, and that's when the attacks started happening on my platforms. The destroyer energy or the Devi energy. Very interesting. I'm trying to tell you about the allodial energy. Very interesting. Satan is not going to come to you, or that energy or that Antichrist energy is not going to come to you looking all crazy and evil. It's going to be prepped and primed. You better be careful about them damn gates. It might be the gates of hell. I don't know. At this point, this person could be in a position of power to be able to send someone to do anything to me. But it doesn't matter to me at this point. Supporters of the agreements called the Abrahamic Accords say President Biden is a missing key opportunity on an issue that enjoys rare bipartisan support in polarized and hyper-partisan Congress. I mean, I don't even know what none of that means. Okay? Maybe somebody else know. Again, I don't want to do this on my own. It's just nobody is... you see what I'm saying? It's like I'm a plague. So, I mean, this is just what I do then. They add that the president can reap tangible success in the Middle East or Midwest, including on improving conditions for Palestinians while taking ownership of a Trump foreign policy success. The stalled progress is likely to give ammo to Republicans ahead of the 2022 and 2024 election, okay, who seek to skewer the Biden administration over its policy and reproach with Iran, reestablishing ties with Palestinians that were severed under Trump. So again, I don't know what that means, again, because I don't deal with either the energies. I'm just telling you that right now. I just observe. I don't have favoritism. I don't see nothing no kind of way. I just see, I listen to, if somebody's got something to say today, sounds interesting, I'll listen to it, interpret what you're really saying, and then that's it. I don't judge people for what they say or do once for the rest of their life. No. People got jobs to do. They got things to do. I'm just talking about, what are you talking about right now today? When you just said that, I'm analyzing that. I want to see what you're really talking about. Just because I didn't vote for you or I don't agree with you being there doesn't mean that I'm not listening to what you're saying. It's fair and balanced. You can learn something from your worst enemy. That's why I have gratitude for everything that I've gone through this year. Because again, it has built me up to be a better me. Some people would not have been able to take it. Some people would have probably offed themselves. I want to let you know today that that's never going to be on my mind and in my agenda. And the administration has come under fire for appearing to fail to defend the Kurdish Iraqis who were condemned and reportedly physically threatened for calling to normalize ties with Israel. So the whole time, again, I felt the energy here. Nobody said nothing to me. I can sense certain things. I felt like there was some type of communication, but it was more as if someone was spying or watching or observing. It is beyond unexplainable that Biden administration is distancing America from this noble effort of the Iraq people to normalize relations with Israel. We should pray for their efforts, not shun them. Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo tweeted in response to a statement by the U.S.-led coalition to defend ISIS that denied knowledge of the calls for normalization. I wonder why. Pompeo, one of the architects of the accord and a potential 2024 Republican presidential candidate, will be in Jerusalem next week to celebrate their one-year anniversary with Israeli officials. Also in attendance will be Trump's son-in-law, the former special advisor, Jared. Okay, so I think this is making me think about something about Jared in his Bible. Because I think I might even did a video on that. I don't know why, but okay. Who was integral in shaping the deal, among with former U.S. Ambassador to Israel, David Friedman, who will be inaugurating the Friedman Center for Peace through Strength to coincide with the celebration. Okay, the Abrahamic Accord, announced in August 2020, is a breakthrough in normalization between Israel and the United Arab Emirates. Marking the first Arab country to establish relations with Israel in more than 2 decades. 20 years, possibly? Since Jordan in 1994. Okay, this is tripping me out. This is tripping, man. This is giving me Truman Show energy. This is giving me energy right here, because this is making me think about my childhood and where I came from and the people. Listen. So again, people that I possibly met, probably I ain't even just meet them like that. It was something else. And these people know more about me than I possibly know about myself. Bahrain was the second county to sign on the deals, followed by pronouncements of Sudan and Morocco to deepen ties with Israel. I have to say that it exceeded my expectations. Somebody Omari, a senior fellow with the Washington, that's that name. That's that name that was in that ancient text. Gahiath. That's the name that was in that ancient text. El Omari. And I think it might have something to do with, again, the girl Omar. That name looks familiar in whatever information I was reading about that the other day. A senior fellow with the Washington Institute who served at, so again, the Moab energy, like I said, is a takeover. It's an overthrow. It's an overthrow. Period. Moab make me think about, again, darker, swarthier people. Again, and that's no shade or nothing like that. And it make me think about the Muslim energy. Possibly the Moorish energy. Who served as an advisor in Palestine in 1999. What? Okay. Look this here. Look at this here. So something about some embassy. Relations. 1999. I was 19. Familial ties. Wisconsin. Northern. (1999 and 2001) said the success of accords. Relations are going strong. Embassies. This is making me think about somebody that I knew. And I think their parents own the embassy suites. I didn't know if it was true or not, but it's got something to do with familial ties. Are being formally established. Economic relations are just only growing. Certainly we are seeing a momentum, he added. While this person was on my mind. Listen here. While the trigger of the UAE recognizing Israel was an effort to preserve Palestinian national aspirations, securing a commitment by Israel to halt plans for annexation greenlighted by the Trump administration. Al-Amari said that the deepening ties with Abu Dhabi and the subsequent arrangement with Bahrain, Sudan, and Morocco show how far the Palestinian issue has fallen from the agenda of Arab and Muslim countries. So again, these ties have already been, because I was always close to the people, down the street at the store for some reason. And it always felt like it was something else. And then again, none of this shit is by design. I mean, all by design. In the end, it's invalidated the old paradigm that Israel's peace and Arab has to go first with Palestine's track. There are all transformations, he said. Yet the issues related to Palestinians who perspective Abram Accord partners could present an opportunity for the Biden administration to secure a key signatory like Saudi Arabia. That's where they was from. And move forward to commitments to improving the situation for Palestinians in general, said Mark. Oh my goodness. What is this talking about? So is this kind of some kind of arranged something or something? Is this the older male that might have been looking for me in this? That left an inheritance or something? Is this why it's yours? It's always going to be yours? Insisting that normalization with Israel is contingent on Palestinian statehood. If countries that normalize with Israel keep this in mind, Koplo continued to say to Israelis, listen, there are things with the Palestinians that make it harder for us to normalize. And if you stop some of these things, then more agreements can be had. That's a model that we've seen work once already, and I think is likely to keep going. Advancing efforts for bolster peaceful relations between Israelis and Palestinians through Abraham Accord has garnered bipartisan support. The Israeli normalization of 2021 calls for the Senate to between Israeli and Palestinians. The Biden administration has been tepid to be charitable on moving forward. One challenge is that the model that the Trump administration developed is simply not wise for the U.S. Why not? Because again, if we're talking about even the connections through bloodline, right? It wouldn't be wise for them if they're doing the things that they're doing in the actual real royal heir of the land is here. So that corporation would possibly not be able to, but it would be America. The Trump administration came under intense scrutiny by both Republicans and Democrats over the basic agreements reached by the UAE. Okay, I've been hearing something about that a lot. Sudan and Morocco. Okay, this included selling F-35 advanced fighter jets and other military sales to Abu Dhabi, removing Sudan from the state terrorist list, and recognizing Morocco to claim the contested territory of the Western Sahara. So I don't know. This is getting a little bit too advanced for me. All right, this is on thehill.com. All right, and I already told you what the name of it was. Okay, Sudan's role, abrahamic Accord, which has yet officially signed the agreement, while Biden has put forth the possibility of Washington visit for Sudan's Prime Minister Abdallah. Hamdok. Raised and called National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. Ain't that the damn name from the person from Scandal? That was in the secret society or whatever in the basement of the... Last month, a high-level Sudanese diplomat said they are waiting for the official invitation. Okay, y'all, this is too much for me. I had to go. Low-hanging fruit opportunity to have an impact on Muslim country that needs our help. So again, because this is making, something just went through my mind. I seen that blade. Something is separating what's going on with the NOI right now and what it was back then with Elijah Muhammad. I don't know what the hell for or why it means that, but there's something here. Sudan probably took the biggest risk of any country that signed on the accord. This is a brand new government that came to power by toppling an Islamic autocracy, she said. You have a military government that is trying to transition to a civilian government. And they took a calculated risk and said, we're going to sign the Abraham Accords. And since the Biden administration came in, there has been silence on Sudan component in particular. I wonder why. Sudan. Is Sudan in South Africa? I don't know. Y'all could tell me, or I'm going to look it up when I get off here. Biden official says they're engaged in efforts to expand the accords by adding in new countries. Secretary of State Antony Blinken last month has Zoom calls counterparts in Israel, okay, and Bahrain and Morocco celebrating 1 year. The administration will continue to build the successful efforts in the last administration to keep normalizing marching forward, Blinken said. But Omari so when it says, oh no, somebody came over and when he made it back across the border, they killed him. Oh my goodness. I don't know what this is talking about. I don't know what this is talking about. I don't know what this is talking about. The administration will keep build successful efforts, but Omari of Washington Institution criticized this event as muted because this got something to do with the spring, Esther and Elijah. In fact, that Biden administration has not been very robustly involved in building on these accords, he said, because they never wanted to. They just wanted us to just be broke and die here. Despite the absence of Biden's administration, ties are deepening between Israel and Gulf states, largely an outgrowth of more than the decade secret ties over concerns of Iran's ambitions on the region and follow normalizing excitement over increased economic opportunities and security initiatives. Israel is touting as a landmark achievement is pavilion in Dubai in the World Expo. Okay, we have, I believe, created a change of dynamic and a change of attitude of the Middle East or Midwest. And in the region, Eliv Benjamin, okay, so tribe of Benjamin maybe? Eliv, head of the Bureau of the Middle East and Peace Process Division at the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs, said in a brief and reports on Wednesday, this paradigm shift between Israel and its neighbor, Benjamin continued, is about being much more pragmatic and practical on dealing with issues that we have had at hand. Okay, y'all, I don't know. I'm going to just stop right there. I got to